Okay, so Canon have released 3 new lenses into the RF ecosystem, and 2 of those lenses are new primes that specifically go very well together. They've got an enormous amount in common. So we're going to talk about them at the same time. We're looking at the new 50mm f1.4L lens and the new 24mm f1.4 lens as well. Now, the reason that I say these go very well together, they are basically the same size and weight pretty much. I mean, bar a few grams. And considering these are part of Canon's new kind of hybrid lens setup, where it's designed very much with video as well as photography in mind, these are absolutely well placed to work within the same workflow, because you could easily switch these out, right? So you're shooting with a 50mm, let's say on a gimbal in a whole setup. Because they're pretty much the same size and weight, you can just take that off and just pop the 24mm on and absolutely carry on without having to completely reset up your whole rig, your whole setup, rebalance everything and go again. And that means you've got some very nice fast aperture prime lenses, incredible optical quality, and quite a bit of versatility there. The 50mm obviously perfect for a more natural perspective, for some great out of focus areas, some really cinematic looking stuff. 24mm perfect for some slightly wider shots, maybe establishing stuff, absolutely some tracking shots. 2 great lenses that I can absolutely see going hand in hand. Now, they're not the cheapest lenses out there, and certainly adding both to your kit is a little bit of an expense, but we are looking at L lens quality, both optically and in the build and design as well. So you're getting some incredible sharpness in your images, right? So you've got aspheric elements and UD lenses with super spectra coating, minimizing any optical issues like ghosting and absolutely maximizing sharpness, whether you're shooting photos or video. You've got nano USM and voice coil motors in there. So super fast autofocus that can keep up with cameras like the R5 II, no problem, which is great. That's the camera I was using predominantly with these 2 lenses, as well as a little bit on the R6 II as well. But you've also got added focus breathing control in there as well. So for video focus stuff, it's great to see that being addressed with these lenses. And absolutely that just plays into this hybrid role for photographers and videographers. So that means you've got a super fast aperture. F1.4 is really letting you gather so much light, right? Shooting in low light is no problem, getting some beautiful out of focus areas. But with the video focused updates like focus breathing, and that's on both of these lenses. And actually, this is followed through with the design of the lenses as well. So we've got smooth iris rings or aperture rings on both of these lenses. Now, personally, I mentioned this in the video about the 7200, I like a click on my aperture rings. And if I'm honest, and I appreciate this is personal preference, I miss having the click 100%. I wish that these had an option to be clicked or declicked. I know why they're smooth, especially with a video focus. I absolutely get it. But even when I'm shooting video, I will have the click on if that's an option with an aperture ring. I love an aperture ring. I just find the smoothness personally, I'm just not such a fan of the smoothness. So there's no option here to have a click on the aperture ring. It is just a smooth aperture ring. So, worth being aware of. That might not matter to you. In fact, you might love it. That's all personal preference, but worth me pointing out. And then as well as the aperture ring, there's also a control ring on the front of the lens, which you would expect on an RF lens, an L lens like this, plus a function button on the side of the lens. So you've actually got quite a lot of ways to control things actually on the lens itself before going back to the camera. And like I say, it definitely shouldn't be overlooked that these 2 lenses are very, very similar in weight and size. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, it just means that they're going to fit really well together within a workflow, right? On a gimbal, on a tripod. If you've got this set up in a whole rig with monitors and sound equipment and loads of different things, they are going to seamlessly switch in and out, which is really useful when you're on a shoot and really can speed up your workflow and just the whole day. And that can make a big difference over the course of a whole shoot. These are both great options, especially if you're a hybrid shooter. I mean, to be honest, if you shoot just photography, you're still going to get so much out of these lenses. But the fact that they are so geared towards video as well just gives you so much flexibility if you are a hybrid shooter shooting both. And to be honest, I'm just a massive fan of having more choice within the ecosystem. I think that's always great because however you shoot, it feels more and more like there's a lens geared towards you specifically. And like I say, more choice always, I think, is better. You can check out both of these lenses as well as the new 70-200 lens as well. I'll pop links down in the description. You can head over to PodCameras.com to see all the pricing, all the fun stuff, all of the spec that you want to know about. Otherwise, hopefully, we'll get our hands on these lenses in the near future. I only had them for a couple of days, so I'd love to really properly test them out, go and do some bigger shoot, some bigger production, and actually give them a proper thorough test. Ooh, because they were a lot of fun to shoot with. And I think that there's a lot of promise there, and I'm quite excited about it. In the meantime, though, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's new stuff all the time. I will see you in the next video. But until then, as always, thanks for watching.